Yeah, I'm ready. Wait, what did MJ say we're calling this again? Oh, right. No, I got it. I know we're live. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. Live. In person, live Raw. Welcome. Apologies for the late start, but welcome back to News My Fiance. Raw live, in person, live Raw with Morgan Jones and myself, DJ Ambush. We're back reporting live from the 5-alarm fire that is downtown Portland and not LA. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate your support. Be a part of the text chat fam squad and join the conversation in the chat. Tonight we are broadcasting on Twitch. We are broadcasting on Facebook and the YouTubes. Yeah.
Shout out to our studio sponsors, L&J Industries, for providing this dope space for us each week. Shout out to our production team, Kyle of Residual Audio, Jess, Ross, and our remote quality controller, Michelle, for making sure that this show happens every single Monday. And of course, shout out to y'all for watching, listening, and staying engaged with us.
Now, before we get started, make sure you subscribe, comment, ring that bell.
Like it,
all the things, so the algorithm notices us. Become a member over at patreon.com/newsofmyfiance to support the ever-expanding show. Again, we just want to be able to pay our bills and spend some quality time with y'all. So let's get the quality time popping. Let's get it popping.
Yeah. Quality time. Woo. Yeah. Woo, yeah. Friends and family, fiancés, yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, I am about to fall asleep. And I hope that we can rally. And by we, I mean me. Well, no, you're tired too.
Yeah, but rally in the comments, guys.
Yeah.
Rally in the chat.
I'm like here and not here. So I hope that we can do a couple things. Stay awake tonight together. I don't know. Shout out to Kyle in the chat that I cannot wait to hear what y'all have to say today. Thank you, Kyle. Hopefully it won't be a bunch of yawns from me. I'll do my best.
I believe the news is going to be lively enough to get you all riled up and ready to go. I believe it. I believe it, man. I believe it. But, being in the exhausted state that you're in right now, it makes sense. It's never easy to spend as much time as you've had to spend sitting down getting your hair done. It's tough. Yeah, the last couple of days it's been tight. It's been, one thing on top of the next. I had a really busy weekend.
Yeah.
Outside of doing your hair. It was a art show in Beaverton at Deadstock.
Shout out Deadstock.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Fola Creative for putting together that art show. Went ahead and provided some sound for that. And then Saturday, had Abbey Creek. Part of their Hip Hop and Lovers series down there. Really, really good stuff.
I love
amazing. And then last night I spun an after party for Afro Village, their after party for the rodeo.
Second rodeo.
Yeah, second rodeo. So in between all those events, MJ's in the chair. I'm just doing my thing. I'm parting. I'm braiding. I'm parting. I'm braiding. And what do we have?
Parts and twists.
Yeah, parts and braids and twists, because you gotta,
You gotta braid it first.
Yeah, you're right. You gotta braid it first before you put the twist in. Come on, Morgan.
You're right.
Let the professionals have it.
Go.
So another Am's Bump and Curl exclusive. If you're out there and you need me to do the hair, okay? Okay. If you need me to do the hair, please understand, I am booked solid till August.
I'm so sorry. What?
Booked solid to August.
You are at
solid. It's one appointment after the next. So if you want to look good for Thanksgiving, let me know. I got you.
Better get it in now.
Hey.
Hit your style seat.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Michelle, good evening, purportedly. AJ, we're here with you. Very no energy.
Yeah,
thank you.
man.
Okay, well, hopefully we can get through. Okay, Jess. I bet if you yawn on stream, it'll make all of us yawn. And I think you're right. And we will try that experiment.
We'll test that theory out.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You did it.
Mm-hmm.
You did something.
Yeah. So if you know, I'll put my my link in there for booking, right? For booking hair appointments.
Your style seat.
My style seat.
You want to use the right ones.
Yeah, I'll put my style seat link in there.
DJambush.net.
No, it's not.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. It's amazing work. I mean, to think that I had time throughout the whole weekend. You know.
To think with all the things you did that you fit me in. That is absolutely incredible. I can't believe you did it. Hi, C's.
You're important.
Thank you.
You know?
I'm glad I take priority.
You're damn right.
Yeah.
Sure, I got to do some DJing, but these fingers are more, you know, the nimble. Dexterity there. Yes. Yeah. Come on.
I just appreciate all of your help.
Yeah.
You know?
So now that I've talked about my weekend, what were you up to?
Oh, I did hair. I went and got my hair done at Am's Bump and Curl.
That's right.
And thank you again for working on Father's Day. That was so nice of you to do that for me. I still appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. I didn't have any gigs, but I did a lot of unpaid labor this weekend. You know?
AJ, we all don't want to be bald with you.
Oh.
I tried so hard. I did.
Shout out the chat.
Shout out to the chat. Yeah. Absolutely not. Unshout out the chat.
Yeah. Shout out to the chat. I need support sometimes. You just be up here lying. You know?
Just strong arm line.
Woo.
Wow. All right, fine.
It was a hot ass weekend in the way of domestic terrorism, though, and so we'll be talking about that later on.
Yeah.
We're also going to talk about some new rules over at the VA. I think every single one of our actual stories in the second half may have something to do with a current and former president.
Yay.
And we don't really want to spend a bunch of time on him, but yes.
But I'll be damned if he ain't spending a bunch of time on us.
Sam spent big bread for his birthday party. Nobody came.
Jeez.
It didn't show. There was no insurrection folk. Like, nobody even...
I wonder what they were busy doing.
Probably trying to kill people at the No Kings protest.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
But we'll also talk about the backlash he's receiving over supporting Israel's...
striking Iran.
Yeah. And how that will mean absolutely nothing in the end. But...
Yeah.
Backlash nonetheless, I guess, from the 4 libertarians that voted for him that say that they don't like wars.
Right. Yeah.
But most importantly, at least in this moment, juror number 6 removed from the Diddler's trial. What do you know about it, Ambush? Anything?
From what I heard last week, shout out to Rob Markman, the defense was fighting to keep this juror on the stand, part of the jury pool. This is a black man. He's approximately 41 years old. He was looking to get dismissed. They were looking at dismissing him because he lied about where he lived. He lied about his residence. He's actually residing in New Jersey. Need to be residing in New York to be on there.
To be on a New York jury.
Yeah.
You don't get to live in a neighboring state.
Yeah. They said what was even more concerning was how hard he was fighting
to
be on and stay on, as they were asking questions, trying to really find out the truth about where this guy lives. They said he was really, evasive and, not really being clear. And, so it was like, we might need to get him out of here. Now, the defense was saying we already have a problem with there not being enough people of color on this, in the jury.
Right.
And here you are, eliminating the black man.
Which is interesting. There are a lot of reporters that are going live like every day, and I've heard multiple people say that the jury is diverse. Now, I do know that diversity means certain things for certain people.
Yeah.
And depending on what the diversity is, it may certainly not be enough when a black person is on trial and you think that there may be some nefarious things if there's only non-black people up there.
Right.
That said, the homie lied. Like I don't really know what to do for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Here's me. I want to be on a jury so bad. I just got a jury summons.
You did. You did just get one.
I have been called to jury duty twice in my life. I have never even gone into the room in which you might get picked.
Right.
Like I have only ever been in the jury pool room. No one's ever seen me. I've never had a I don't know how to say this. No, jury selection. I'll just keep it there.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to say it. But I want to so bad. Anyway. If I'm chosen and they're like, do you live in Multnomah County? And if I didn't, I wouldn't be like, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Because I don't. Like, what do you mean? Do you live in New York City? Yes.
What if it's...
No, you live in Jersey, fam. There's no part of the world in which that's the same.
Okay, I hear you.
There's just not.
What if it's the trial of your dreams? What if it's a case you've been following?
Yeah.
And then, boom, you get picked for it. It's one of those...
Okay.
True crime situation. That's finally.
Here's what I'll say to you. I would certainly think about it.
Okay. Like, well,
I would give it good thought. Actually,
when you say live in Multnomah County,
yeah, do you mean
exactly
have been to, have lived previous most of my life?
Right.
Yeah, like I would get into some qualifying questions.
Okay. All right.
I would think about lying, but here's what would stop me: if I really cared about that case and I wanted to know, like it's now happening. Something, like I don't want to be the reason it's messed up.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't want to be the reason it's delayed. And that's why they have a million different, not a million, but they have a bunch of other, backup jurors that are there and hearing everything too. But like, I wouldn't want to be the person that gets kicked off and then gets replaced with an older white man. And then now they have a reason to yell and scream and kick about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so that's, I think where I would end up landing.
Okay. Fair enough. That sounds good.
I would certainly think about lying, though.
And I say sounds good as in I actually believe you. I'm not saying like, oh, sounds good.
Okay, thanks.
But you said you would think about it. Yeah,
I definitely would. You gave it to me in a way that makes sense. Like, my first thought was like, why would you lie about that when it's so easily verifiable?
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that you can get in trouble for now,
Yeah.
And I don't know how much trouble that person could get in. I'm just like, lying to the court probably isn't the like, when you're not in trouble, maybe don't put yourself in a real tough spot.
Into the trouble.
Yeah.
One thing's for sure though, he's going to be the first one to be able to do interviews.
Oh, and he's going to do them too. I guarantee
absolutely.
you. Guarantee
absolutely. We will know this man's name immediately. I wonder who's TMZ, whoever's got the biggest check.
Yeah.
Bam, he's there.
It'd probably be them.
He's like, and now it's time to write my book.
Or the Shade Room.
Or the Shade Room, who did wish Donald Trump happy birthday.
Well, they should have. They're a right-wing account.
And then deleted the post real quick.
Yeah. The Shade Room is literally the industry plant everyone thinks Doechii is. Like... The Shade Room is owned by a black woman.
Damn, son.
And the buck stops there. It ain't nothing but right-wing bullshit coming out of that place.
So we're in like week 6 now of the trial?
We are, which they said it would be 6 to 8 weeks. So
I think prosecution ends arguments this week.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah.
And the defense is working on mounting their case, I guess.
How you feeling about it overall? I mean, we've been loosely following it.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been more engaged in the discourse online than the actual trial itself, because it's been interesting watching people, come to his defense and just react to some of the testimony that's gotten out. And it's helpful. I will say this: it's been extremely helpful for me in cleansing my friends list. And when we get the verdict, no matter which ways it goes, it's going to continue to be helpful for me. Yeah. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, no, it's really good to know who feels what way about what. Like, that's really great.
Right.
I have not been keeping up with what people are saying online because I don't need to clean my friends list. Like, I don't even know who my friends are on the internet anymore. You know what I mean? Like, right. I don't. Men that I've grown up with my entire life who will tell you they care so much for women and flat out be like, oh, none of this is a big deal. Like,
right.
Tory ain't shooter. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired of the, why are you still mad at Chris Brown? I'm tired of all of the things that are just full-blown, like, anti-women, anti-black women, very specifically from a lot of these folks. I'm tired of it. So, like, I'm not looking for it. And I haven't been paying attention to what people are saying online because I'm exhausted. But I have been paying attention to people that have been there and been listening to people who are in the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And talking about, like, the jurors today saw video of the freak-offs.
I'm sorry, they saw what?
Yes. Actual video.
Excuse me? The juror saw a freak-off video?
Yep. They were shown their first actual video of what the prosecution calls Diddy's freak-off parties, drug-fueled sex orgies he allegedly recorded to use as leverage over other women and celebrities. And the videos were pulled from a laptop given to prosecutors by Cassie Ventura. What is killing me is this phone thing. Have you heard anything about the phone?
No.
He had a second phone, and he found the second phone, and then he told somebody that he found the second phone.
Whose second phone? Cassie's second phone?
No.
Okay. Diddy told someone that he found his own second phone.
Wait. I think I might be getting this wrong.
Okay.
Hit the dump button. There's too many things. There are too many people. Oh man, now I can't remember. I'm gonna have to. Okay. I'll look it up.
All right.
But yeah, basically there was a phone that had messages on it that could have been left quiet, and then.
So he lost and found his own burner, and then the feds found it, and they're like, "Oh, thank you." Something like that. While you're researching that, I did hear. Again, from Rob Markman, shout out. You guys should definitely follow him on YouTube. He's doing some great work there. Actual journalist. That the most recent Jane Doe, his most recent girlfriend that testified, kind of got doxxed, kind of got outed.
Not kinda.
Okay.
Not kinda.
Yeah. Like, I didn't look to see who it was, but apparently it's pretty clear who it was based on some of the things that came out in the trial. The fact that this woman had a child, they revealed the child's gender, which helped them identify some aspects of who she was. Also, she has a child by a rapper that Diddy has beef with.
50 Cent. Is that what you're saying?
Oh my gosh. Is this 50 Cent?
I'm asking.
Oh, I didn't look into it. Again, I didn't. Oh. All I know is what Rob was saying, and he's saying, as a journalist, I'm not revealing anybody.
Because he's actually a...
Yeah. Oh, man. That would be some sticky stuff. Oh, this is going to be... I mean, 50 Cent.
Well, so he asked. Like, 50 was like, is it her? Is that my baby mom? Is y'all talking about my baby mom? 50 Cent questions if ex Daphne Joy is Jane Doe in Diddy's sex trafficking trial. That was last week.
Yikes.
So, and I will say that by the picture of this person
and the sketches, it's her.
Yikes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool. We shouldn't be.
So that was a thing that he was already like, just tell me now or something, like a long time ago.
50 was?
Yeah.
Oh. Man. Yeah, not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Not for that type of information getting out.
Sorry, I was just trying to see if that elaborated.
Michelle said, every time I've been called up for jury duty, they've dismissed us, all before I got a chance to test out my ability to come off as someone who has never heard of jury nullification. I'm so unprepared today. If it's a trial that I would want to be on, I'm for sure just going to make sure I can give all the right answers. I'm in. You're gonna do your best to do that, but that just doesn't mean that that's what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that what you think the best answer is the best answer. What they're looking for.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot my shot though. Know that.
Because there are cases where it's like, how do you feel about the police? And if you're like, I think they're amazing, they'd be like, get them out of here.
Ask me. Come on, test it out.
How do you feel about the police, DJ Ambush?
That's a really tricky question. With everything going on today, I've had members of law enforcement that I've had positive relationships with, but I've also had members of law enforcement that have been kind of questionable. I think it's a person-to-person basis, and you shouldn't jump to any conclusions.
Ooh. So you have no feelings?
Put me on the jury. Ask me how I feel about lawyers, because now you're wasting my time. All right.
Oh, bars, you're gone. You're gone.
Bars, you're behind them.
Yeah, you're behind. Nope, right. Not gonna do it. They're not giving it to you.
I thought that was pretty good.
I really wanted to find the phone thing so that I wasn't just out here being Joe Rogan doing misinformation, and I can't find it right now.
Jamie, whose phone?
I don't know how to read and talk at the same time.
That's fine. It's all right.
That's the problem.
It's all right.
I did see Kanye not get to go in and be in the
overflow or overbill.
Yeah. Then he refused to go to the overflow, so they gave him his own overflow, and then he was like, "Nah, fuck that," and left.
They gave him his own overflow because he wanted to be in there with people.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be probably disruptive.
Sure.
Yeah.
I am with. I'm on the side of, if I am Diddy's defense, please tell Kanye not to come. Please, someone get a message to him and be like, if you could watch this from not here, it will be awesome. If you could just watch some coverage. We don't want your Nazi supporting ass to be here now. You've definitely designed apparel to match what Cassie was wearing when she got assaulted by my client.
Right.
So if you could not show up to the courthouse, that actually, Kanye, if you really want to support us, like really want to be there for him, do it quietly. He'll give you a phone call. He'll shoot you a call. Greatly appreciated.
Well, he might not give you a call because Ye records them and then puts them on the internet. So
true.
Yeah.
Nah, man, that's no good. That's no good. Absolutely not. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I'm going to figure this out. I won't waste any more of this moment, but I will figure out the missing phone thing, because I remember when I was hearing it, I was like, this is silly. How does this keep happening? How do we keep like one of his sons was like, haha, you guys hit the wrong house. It's the house next door. And it's like, what? Haha, you couldn't find this phone, but I found it.
Right. This is the phone y'all was looking for.
Just a mess. Just a mess.
Yeah. Utter foolishness.
Complete.
So yeah, I am curious again to see how this all pans out. I, for one, again, like you guys, I say it all the time. I am a struggling abolitionist. Lock him up, B. Let's just get it. Well, listen, once we're in this new world where we have some alternatives to prisons as they exist, sure, move them into that. As it stands right now, put them under it. Put them under one. Build one under an existing one.
I think they probably already exist.
Okay. Build another one under that. Throw DIDs in there. Give him his thing. Give him, boom.
DIDs.
Throw the DIDs in there. Yeah. And it's not about, his kids missing them and his family and all of that. That's not, I didn't do it. He did. You don't get to blame anyone else for you being found guilty for your own actions. No. That's on you, bro. No. You decided to do these things. So, yeah, whatever. Whatevs.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever, man. It's straight up whatever. But, yeah, some other things that were happening. Definitely there was a weekend of domestic terrorism.
Man, you got all this action, organizing and action, and there's protests everywhere. And then I guess that's just bait. Two different kinds of bait.
Yeah.
At this point. The police and ICE are going to shoot you or throw tear gas and, smoke bombs and all of that. And then maybe some dude is going to put on a fake Jason mask and look like the police. Did you see the mask he had on?
He had a Jason mask?
It's not a Jason mask, but those
the hockey mask.
No. No. It's a full like pullover, but it's just like a nondescript white guy, bald white guy.
With the cop uniform?
Yeah. Here.
Why did he think that was the thing to do?
Because it's not his face.
I'm saying, okay, I'm sorry. He didn't go to the doors that way. That was part of his escape plan. I'm putting my mask on to hide my face. He wasn't like knocking on the doors of the people he was trying to assassinate with that mask on. This is probably details we don't have yet.
Those are details we don't have. Okay. I will say that it would make no sense for him to keep the mask. No. Yeah. It would not make sense for him to keep the mask off. If you are unsuccessful in the shooting or the killing, they've now seen your face.
I just feel like you're not going to gain entry with that mask on.
Well, you got to think about it this way: 2 a.m.
Yeah.
3 a.m. Yeah. 3:30 in the morning. You're discombobulated. You're whatever. You open the door. It doesn't really like the knocking and it's the police is the thing that jars you, right? If you just happen to peek out, maybe you don't notice that face looks weird. You open the door, he's shooting.
Okay, so not that I'm an expert in any of this, but the only way because it was that time in the morning, it's peephole, it's windows before I'm opening anything.
Oh, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if he's got his thumb over the peephole or whatever, and knocking, that's something I would expect the cop to do anyway. That's par for the course, sure. But yeah, and in any event, that's wild. So if you guys are unaware,
that's the mask.
Interesting.
If that was at the door, the thing that would get you is the eyes, and if you didn't notice it, and you got to put yourself in the shoes of a white person in this moment, a white person who thinks that the police would be there to help them.
Yeah, even looking like that. So this person apparently assassinated a legislator and their wife.
No, the legislator and her husband.
And then attempted to go after 2 other legislators.
Yes, a state senator that the state senator and his wife, they were shot. They were not killed.
This is Minnesota.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
He had a list of over 70 names of elected officials, I believe.
Okay.
It's funny because the, propaganda machine starts immediately. And maybe it's not even that. No, it probably is. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's just the speculation machine. We'll call it that.
Mm-hmm.
Is going crazy about how this is a Democrat and he worked for Tim Walz and he's Tim Walz's best friend. And so, this is the Democrats are murderous and you better do something about it.
Right.
And then, nope. No shock, no surprise, no awe, no nothing. Just a regular Trump supporter who's also regular evangelical Christian who also is super mad at abortions. This is not a centrist Dem, not a corporate Dem, not a right-wing Dem, not a Democrat.
To the point we've made over and over again, the Dems are too soft. They don't move this way.
Hello. Enough is enough. We could just call the line right there. Yeah. It's never them because they don't have it.
No, show me.
Can't do no violence. When they go low, we go high.
They will knock on your door in the middle of the night and kneel wearing kente cloth.
And ask you for $5.
And ask you for $5 or $5 donation. That's what they're doing. Okay? That's the attack you need to worry about. There are no assassination attempts coming from the Dems.
I mean, they are calling it a Halloween mask, and that's probably why I said a Jason mask.
Got you.
Yeah, Mans was wearing that. Okay. I don't know if he was wearing it at the door. But he was able to abscond on 57-year-old feet,
Listen, he might be a fit 57-year-old.
White ISIS got moves, baby. Got moves. Not as tricky moves though. He did the race, but he got caught.
Right.
So,
but before getting caught, his wife got stopped by law enforcement at some point. And when she got stopped, she had cash.
Yeah.
Passports.
Yeah.
And firearms.
Yes. And other family members is the way that it was quoted in the articles that I read.
This sounds like we're heading to the homestead.
Get me to the lake house.
Yeah, we're heading to the homestead. We're going to,
hunker down. Wait for dad to show up.
Yeah. And then we're using these passports and we are out of here.
Canada first.
Out
of here.
Because Biden's borders are still wide open.
Still.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't find that suspicious in any way, and so they just let her leave. They were like, "So sorry, ma'am, for the bother. You little lady, get on your way."
Sorry to trouble you. Now here's the thing, right? I said to Morgan earlier, if I'm the member of law enforcement, it's my department, my precinct, wherever, and I'm the one that came in contact with this person and let her go, you'd never know. It'd never make it to the media. It'd never make it to the federal. No one would know that someone in my precinct or my department even saw that woman and let her go. It would never. You'd never know at all. That's idiotic. Because here's the thing. Say she was completely unrelated to this man.
Yeah. That would be a bust that they showed us with dogs next to the table. Drugs and money on the table, baby. It would be a seized situation.
Cash, passport, and guns.
Yes. We got some questions.
You know what?
Come with me.
While you haven't done anything yet, you guys want to have a conversation with us? We'll get you guys some Burger King on the way, but we're going to need you to follow us.
We'll do that
to the station just to talk, because we have questions.
I think people have been brought in for less.
People have been shot and killed for less.
Oh no, 1,000%.
Yeah, people definitely been brought in for less.
Yeah,
that's
wild. If that ain't probable cause, I don't know what is. And I am not looking for the police to get the They just don't do their job.
Nah.
Like, if the job is to even, like, pretend like you're investigating a crime, they don't do it.
Nah. That is bananas.
They don't do it. Man's got away from them, like, multiple cops on scene. He ran back in the house and ran out the back and absconded.
Man's is nice with it.
For 2 days.
Listen, he had a manifesto. He trained for this.
He did.
Ret
Meal
to
Team
go.
6, baby. They
Ret
be
to
ready.
go. Yeah.
The cosplay trades is out here, and he was going. He did his thing. He did his big one.
Yeah.
Dare I
Okay.
say.
So
I don't mean that like I'm glad.
Of course.
I don't
Yeah.
mean good for
Yeah,
him.
not
No,
glorifying it.
no, not at all.
All right. So he was captured alive?
Indeed.
Okay.
Probably taking a Burger King. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I guess
Could have been a little peckish. Maybe he went to McDonald's. I'm not sure. But yeah, totes captured alive, good to go, just handcuffed, no violence, no nothing, no knee to the neck, no. Which, not looking for you to do that, police officers. Just amazing when you find restraint. Absolutely amazing. This dude shot at y'all.
Y'all exchanged fire. And he's being charged with second degree?
He is currently being charged with second degree moida and second degree attempted moida.
Okay.
And that doesn't make any sense. So those state charges are interesting to me. I don't know how you, just as a, it's as premeditated as a murder could be. Like,
Well,
there's outfits, there's costumes, there's multiple cars that look like police vehicles.
yeah.
There's a manifesto saying I'm about to do this shit.
Hey,
There's
Joy.
paid 4 months advance rent with the homie that he lived with. Yes, he's married with 5 kids, but also sometimes spends spends multiple days in the week at
The other property.
the other place
Yeah, with his roommates.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
If
He said to the friend, I made some bad choices. What did he say? He was like, I made some bad choices. Oh, and he said this to
was one of the roommates.
God, where's my memory today? It's either the wife or the roommate, but
Okay.
said, no. So yes, he said to the left a note with the rent. And it was like,
okay.
you might not see me.
Right.
And then to the wife said, I made some bad choices. I may not make it.
Gotcha.
And armed people may show up, looking for me.
He said that to the wife.
Yeah.
But he didn't say that to the roommate, which is where they showed up with the battering ram. Blasting that front door.
Well,
down.
they may have done that to the wife's house too, but she was
Son.
obviously gone with
Busy.
her children with passports and on the way to the lake house. I love the narrative we're building right here.
I mean, well, so you said something a little bit not too long ago about, not understanding the second degree charge versus, first degree. It's obviously premeditated. And I will say this, not being able to grasp the circumstances or reasoning makes sense in the way that you're only half white, babes.
Wait, what happened?
You're not being able to understand the reasoning of why he's being charged this way makes sense because you're only half white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's a prevailing side of you that's just like, this doesn't make sense. However, if you were full Norwegian, you'd be like, well, yeah, we don't know enough.
If I was, I hope I wasn't here.
We don't know enough. It's a first degree. Why would we jump to that conclusion?
I mean, mostly because y'all made the rules, and so I don't really understand how we then don't know what they are at the point of needing to use them. I don't.
Against the blacks. That's who the rules are made for the people of
and
color.
this is what happens.
Yeah. They didn't make the rules for themselves. Pish posh.
I mean, they certainly didn't, but they do exist. I mean, it's not like they're not there.
They're more guidelines, if you will.
It's hard to talk about wanting some sort of like stiff, penalty or punishment for me. Because I do not believe in this system. And I don't think that it does anything that helps us, at all. And So it's hard for me to be like, lock him up, put him under the jail, all those things. But this is a result of at least 10 years of like targeted social media algorithmic mind changes, you know, like where it's just like, oh, we're going to make you watch this stuff.
Yeah.
You'll love it. I'm just going to keep feeding it to you. I'm just going to keep giving it to you. And it's not just that, but it bears out the way that you see how many people have been radicalized simply because of some influencers, but then also a ton of bots. Like
all of
the misunderstanding that these are people on, you know, Twitter. Like Elon Musk bought that to be able to do this, to be able to create a full-blown propaganda machine in your pocket at all times that he already knows you're addicted to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like, I feel terrible for these lawmakers. I feel terrible for anybody being targeted by white ISIS. I should stop calling them that.
Why?
And just stick with
white supremacists, white extremists, white nationalists.
No, because I want it to be funny, you know?
Yeah.
A play on the words, if you will.
Yeah, I get it.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah. We'll take suggestions from the chat.
Absolutely.
I feel like AJ's going to come up with something hilarious. AJ and Michelle.
The same, both of them.
Yeah.
I don't like this is a big deal and it's bad. And it's big bad. There is no getting around that. This is what domestic terrorism in this country looks like. We don't need any more examples of it.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the people that are in charge need way more examples of it. And then they don't. They don't need examples. They know exactly what's happening. It just is for them.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a tough thing to have to be reminded of.
It is.
It really is. You know, I'm not sure if you were aware of this.
It's time for break.
Almost. We started 10 minutes late. We're off.
Nailed it.
I'm not sure if you are aware of this. And this may be breaking news to anyone else, but Iran attempted to assassinate Donald Trump.
Well,
says Israel.
Yeah.
And if it's coming from Israel, it's as solid as everything else we find on the internet. Okay? Rock solid. Facts are facts. Put your feelings away. Okay? Netanyahu said he's got irrefutable proof, and it's another calendar that has the information on it, like they found in the early days of.
Oh, in the hospital that was somebody's schedule.
Yeah,
and they were like, "See, bombs being dropped." Shout out to Los. What up, Los? He said this reminds me of the CIA just kicking its feet up. Influencers and bots got it covered, fam. Like, we don't even need to talk about it. We just over here, we chilling. Yeah. What'd you just say?
You're talking about Israel making their excuse for the preemptive strike.
Oh, yeah.
That they were later redefined as them defending themselves.
Well, they have that right.
Preemptive strike right. Yes.
Yeah. So right of first reprisal.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. BB said that it may be us today. It's Tel Aviv now, but it's New York tomorrow. You better get on board with us right now, because everybody should be scared of Iran. And that's probably why they, tried to bomb their nuclear site. And that, doesn't sound like war. That sounds like decimation.
I just really wish that Israel would show us a little respect. And I don't mean
for our intelligence, or they don't think we have any.
I mean, the things that they try to get away with, like there's like tiny effort, minimal effort. My nieces and nephews could present a better case for anything that they're doing versus Israel doesn't even try. Take it all the way back to that example you gave. Hospital, we bombed. Look at this calendar. Clearly a calendar. And this is evidence
that there are, I don't know, hostages or Hamas underneath the hospital or something.
You didn't even try to print something out yourself, throw some dust on it, pin it to the walls. It was not like it was live coverage. You had time to set this up.
Yeah. It was your own, like,
it's your own recording. State media. Yeah.
But it was like soldiers. Like, it wasn't like journalists going in there. It was like their phone.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. If this is the soldiers, like, if this is what we want to do, guys, let's just get something printed out. But again, when you need to convince the people who are led by a president who is redirecting the path of hurricanes with a Sharpie on a map, I guess the bar is in hell.
The bar is below hell.
That shit is crazy to
me. Real quick, I counter. I absolutely agree with you that they don't even try. They don't have to. Like, but because they have put in a solid effort, lots of money, lots of time to make multiple countries, but very, specifically us, to believe them, to be on board. And what I mean by that is their effort to own politicians or, the way that they have been able to propagandize and conflate and make you say and say things like, if you don't think Israel should exist, you want all the Jews to die. Like
yeah, right.
All of that has been happening. So that laid the groundwork to me for them to not have to come up with major big, this is my excuse for doing this. What do you mean excuse? I don't need one. You guys believe in my mission, right? So I'm just enacting my mission. Real quick, Kyle in the chat, hi Kyle, said, you think we might see a draft in the future? I can't imagine too many folks enlisting patriotically in the future. Maybe.
Yeah, I see a draft. Only because, why not? Which is how we got here. Certainly how we got here.
We got here by a why not?
Yeah. Less, I'm hesitating because I'm about to sneeze. Less so much of exactly a why not, but like, we're here, right? Of course that ridiculous thing's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that's how Trump's presidency presented itself to me. It was like, wait, he's serious?
I should have saved this question.
Oh, yeah, he's going to win.
I should have saved this question for the next story or when we come back from break. But it's a great actual segue for what we'll go into after the break.
No.
Because he just, Trump changed a bunch of rules over at the VA. And so I think actually a draft is the only way you'll get anybody to go there anymore.
Yeah.
And there, to be fair, Kyle didn't say there won't be any patriotic people at that point, because there will be.
Always.
There's going to be people who are ready to go. There are going to be people that are so poor they're going to see that as their ticket out.
Yeah.
That's always, going to be an option. But far less, yes. And seeing how many veterans are saying, this is what we are not in the service for anymore. These are the reasons. They're lying to you. They're lying to us.
The disrespect for the veterans is always going to be baffling to me. AJ mentioned earlier, can we talk about how disabled veterans stormed the Capitol and got arrested?
Yes.
Like in any situation, homeless vets, vets without getting proper services and care, VAs getting closed down. Like, I can't understand how
support our troops.
Right. How you can say that as a legislator on either side of the aisle, support our troops, and then not support them, and people be like, yeah, I'm going to vote for this guy again. I'm going to vote for this person again. They've been in this office for 15 years. And why stop now? This is who I support. It's a very basic thing for people who have sacrificed their life in service to this empire. You can't even take care of your soldiers. Like, how does anybody keep enlisting? I don't like. It's just wild. It's so wild to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, many reasons to still enlist simply because there aren't a lot of options in a lot of places. You know, like a lot of folks think not going to happen to me. That's the way out. It'll be different by the time I'm out. You know what I mean? Like there's all sorts of calculations that people have to those kind of, but if you have no resources and no options ahead of you, and you're like, well, I can at least go to college, or I could at least do this, or I could see the world, or whatever the reasons are, you know? But then there are people who want to be soldiers and want to be soldiers for this country. Like that's just a thing. Yeah.
The majority of my cousins are in the military. The majority of them.
And was that patriotic or was it?
I don't know. It's just like generations of military family. Like I have uncles and aunts that were in the military too. So I'm not even sure. Like, I'm not sure. I also have a uncle that was in law enforcement in New York. He was a cop in New York. Wow.
Yikes.
That Jamaican side is active.
Man.
Wowzers.
I feel like you should have told me all of this before we got together. Anyway.
But then you wouldn't have had me to do your hair. Look how it paid off over a decade later. You know? In-house stylist. You got to love that. No, you have to love that. Look at you loving it right now because you have to.
So if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe, tell a friend, share this, hit the comments, get active in the chat. Let us know you're here. All the things. Like seriously, stop right now and hit the like button, please. Thank you. We need to, these numbers got to reflect a little something different than they've been reflecting. And we're Ambush is going to pick a musical selection for our quick little break. And then we'll be right back in 10 minutes from whenever you stop hearing my voice. 10 minutes. So Ambush has to do it all. So I'm stalling because I don't know how long it's going to take him. Yes? Welcome back to News with My Fiance. Monday night, Raw Live, in person, live, raw. I am DJ Ambush. That is Morgan Jones. And we are back.
Yeah, I guess that's what we're doing. I'm all right with it.
I mean, you started the show by saying you did my hair. I feel like I can say whatever I want to.
Why? One thing's true, the other thing isn't. So you're doing I'll do lip moisturization as well. Me too.
What a biter. I mean, jeez. Wow.
Am I a biter or am I being led by my better half?
I like it.
Maybe try that, before trying to berate me on camera.
I definitely didn't. That's not what that's called.
Calling someone a biter?
Yeah, that's not berating.
That goes back to the 80s. Like, there's no positive biting. You know what I'm saying?
Debatable. I did not mean it in a good way. I can tell you that for sure.
Right. Oh my gosh.
But real quick though, since we did just do that, shout out to Precious.
Yeah.
And Mr. OK's.
Mr. OK Essentials. Right there on what is it?
Alberta. Yeah.
Yeah.
Best ever. Do we call it lip balm, chapstick? I'm not sure.
I call it lip balm. Carmen says
it's called Hydrate.
You are not DJ Ambush. Oh. He is not you. Stop the cap. That's how Carmen shows up in the second half, right at your neck.
That sounds about Carmen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never on my side.
Shout out to Los stimulating the chat.
I was about to say the same thing. Hope y'all having a good day, chat. That's what's up.
I mean, one day we're going to come back to a chat that is just having all their own conversations, paying us no mind.
I can't wait for that day.
Yeah, that's going to be fire. That's going to be fire. We are at 120 subscribers now. So
yeah.
it's going up. We getting there.
I feel like we need to be saying it more. Like we need to have a goal and get to the goal and then have another goal and then a stretch goal and then a stretch goal.
Facts.
Like all the other people on YouTube do, that all of a sudden have millions of subscribers and they're like, how'd I get here?
Shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. Rock Markman is on a 40,000. He's trying to hit 40,000 subscriber mark. So he's almost there. So he's pushing.
It's big, man.
Yeah.
That's big.
We definitely have some things to look forward to. So maybe like the Black Podcast Festival, which we'll be participating in August 2nd. That'll be my event at the IFCC.
Yeah.
Where News of My Fiance is going to close it out with a special guest to be announced. But maybe like by then it's like, let's get to 200
Breaking
by
news.
then. Let's get to 200 by then. August 2nd goal. Yeah.
Love it.
People have been asking us for more in-person events, live studio audience events for News of My Fiance.
It's true.
Now you're about to get it.
I still need help on what that really even means. Like, what do people want to see live?
I think they would want to see live what I had the pleasure of seeing live when Unrefined Sophisticates played the Black Podcast Festival. And it was you, Los, and Cam on stage. That was hilarious. That was great. But yeah. To be able to participate, shout crazy stuff from the crowd. I'm for all of that.
Yeah, but don't do that.
Why? No?
I just don't know what these things are.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you just shout things from the audience or do you
laugh along? I mean, that's part of it for me. You're getting the engagement you don't get over like the radio.
Yeah.
That immediate people are cracking up. Oh, I'm on a run. People, I know I'm funny, but if I'm informing the people of my hairdresser skills and there's this barrier, it's different when they're in the room. They can be like, man, Ambush, shout out to Ambush, woo, and applaud me, because again, look at these. That's not shabby work. Yeah,
I need this to never be the hands that do hair.
Is there ash? What's the problem?
No, just this being like how you do it. Like you put your hands up like this. Like, yep, these are the hands that did it. What's this motion? I guess is all I'm saying.
It's technique. So can't give it all away.
Okay.
Can't give it all away. All right. Since you indeed want to know so much.
I want to know it all. Okay, so right before the break, we were talking about who's going to enlist. Right. Who would, in their right mind at this point, say, sign me up. I want to go to the Army or any part of the military. And if you were a person who's like, I wonder if I should do it. Quietly imposed change, the Department of Veterans Affairs has rewritten its policies to remove protections against discrimination based on political affiliation, marital status, and union activity.
Bruh.
There's more, but that means that VA doctors, psychologists, dentists, even social workers can now legally refuse care to veterans based on personal beliefs that aren't explicitly protected by federal law. Excuse me. The rule change follows an executive order by Trump aimed at, quote, restoring biological truth.
What are we talking about?
Should we just sit on that? Just sit on it? Because I don't know if what I just said has nothing to do with biological truths.
Right.
Carlos said, say it again. You blacked out. Which part? He said, they've removed protections against discrimination based on political affiliation, marital status, union activity, and more. And that means VA doctors, psychologists, dentists, even social workers can now legally refuse care to veterans based on personal beliefs that aren't explicitly protected by federal law. The rule change follows an executive order by Trump aiming to, quote, restore biological truth. I keep wanting to say biblical for some reason
because that's what they're leaning into.
Which has already stripped protections for transgender people across federal agencies. And to be very clear, that's all this is about.
Right.
That's all this is about. Now, critics are warning that this latest move opens the floodgates for political retaliation, moral judgment, and unchecked discrimination against women, LGBTQ plus veterans, and those in rural areas with limited care options. VA officials, of course, are insisting all veterans will still receive the services they've earned, but medical experts and former VA leaders are calling it what it is: unethical, dangerous, and politically motivated.
Quick question.
Yeah.
If I'm in leadership at the VA hospital and this thing goes into place, right? Into play. And now I have medical professionals that are refusing care. For me, it's a good thing.
Because you know who to fire?
I know exactly who to fire. I didn't know you were a bigot. You were a phobe, whatever.
Yeah.
I was unaware of these things.
Yeah.
This has given you the opportunity to present those feelings to me.
Yeah.
Sweet. We're going to find someplace else for you.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have,
it's not the right fit.
Here. This isn't the right fit.
It's not the right fit.
Let's get you, how do you say, the fuck up out of here.
That's how you say it.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is exactly how you say it. Imagine being asked, are you a Democrat? And then they're like, yeah, I'm not going to see you. I won't help you. Are you single or are you unmarried?
Are you unmarried?
I mean, are you married or what?
Are you single with kids? Were your children born out of wedlock?
Bruh.
I got to know these things before I can treat you for that tennis elbow.
Are you pro-union? Yeah, I'm not going to see you. Sorry. Sorry about your ticker. I don't have time to see people that think that collective bargaining is a good thing.
Regardless of whatever beliefs these veterans have, they are veterans.
Hello.
This should be a protected class.
Well, but if I wear a yellow ribbon, then that means I support the troops, and that and that's enough.
But you're not the type of troop.
Thoughts and prayers.
Nah, man.
No?
Nah, I don't like it.
No, this is awful.
I don't like it at all.
This is awful, but this is like par for the course. And I don't mean to be dismissive of it, because this is a really big fucking deal. And especially we're already like decades into not taking care of people that you said you cared about, that were so essential, down to the people, the first responders for 9/11.
Right.
Those people can't breathe, can't walk, like so many different chronic ailments caused by being there, cleaning up that wreckage, and nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
At all.
Continuously being like, ooh, sorry, can't help you. Sorry, bud.
Can't squeeze anything out of the budget for that.
All the money goes to the military, guys. Sorry, you should sign back up, I guess.
Oh, that's wild. That's wild.
Are there any people in the chat? Like, I want to know what the healthcare is like when you're active duty. Like, do they take care of you really well when you're active? Like, if you're on a base, or are they making sure your teeth don't fall out, or they just don't care once you go home? Which I know for sure they don't care once you go home, and they've never cared once you go home. But like, while you're there, is there? I guess I'm trying to find out any benefit. Right.
Any medical benefit whatsoever?
Any benefit whatsoever? Like, I can't imagine.
It's really nasty work.
Like,
it's really
people lose their lives, and I don't mean being dead. I mean, they come back from war completely fucked.
Yeah.
Completely. And you're like, well, I saw that you were going to vote for the lady, so I'm not no more psychologists for you. What? I'm not going to get my meds anymore?
I wish the Democrats cared enough about veterans to make us think about this and really put together some type of messaging to present to all citizens, regardless of political affiliation, how bad this is.
Yeah.
Because again, we're always talking about this, loud minority that presents themselves as the majority.
Mm-hmm.
But the average person does not think this is right.
No, they don't.
Yeah. And the Dems will just be like, man,
you see what Trump did again?
You should hear about the stuff they're doing. We have heard about it. We just never hear your response to it.
They're like, well, but if you give me $5 so that I can run again, I won't talk about this, but I will say that he's a loser. If
you give me $5, I'll give you myself 25 hours, talking nonstop about the injustices that I have no game plan about.
Right.
But I will be able to write a book because it's in my name.
Help. Lo said, nah, because obviously your health problems are due to your own intelligence/morals. Forget about all the stress we put on your body. Bruh, the bootstraps are there for everybody. Get to work. That's it. That's it. America.
Bootstrap your healthcare, bro.
Fam, your bootstraps are right there. What are you waiting for?
Oh, man.
What are you waiting for? Get to it. It's that. And I honestly, I don't know. Now there are people that sorry, I'm going on a little bit of a tangent, but we were talking about earlier, the Rogan sphere of, comedians and libertarians. I don't know what else to call them. That were like, I'm a little Trump curious. And then I'm a full blown Trump supporter that are right now being like, oh, step too far. This Iran stuff. What's going on? New war is not going to do it. Now you're peeved as if, the rest of this shit wasn't happening this entire time. The lines for people are absolutely nuts.
Yeah. Nah, for real.
They're nuts. But you're losing some of the, that manosphere bullshit. You already lost the young ones.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean the Nick Fuenteses. I don't mean every young person. But those you lost him and that group. And you're going to continue even in that moment of that Trump Elon business.
Yeah. That thankfully ignored.
Yeah, good for you. I'm interested to see how quickly Joe Rogan is man, I never liked that guy.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that play out. That breakup, I'm looking forward to watching. It's man, it's Joe breaking up with himself.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Lo said it's a shame because, true or not, the stereotypical vet is MAGA, and those are last on the list to help for ultra libs. People need help across the whole political spectrum, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't know how I feel about, but you might be right.
What were we going to say?
He said stereotypical vet. So, yeah.
Sure.
That's fair.
Definitely.
That's fair. And still always confusing to me. If you have fought in a war and you come back and you're like, America fucking rocks, man. We just need to keep making it better. What happened to you over there?
Yeah.
How?
And how is your patriotism not shaken when you come home and see how fellow veterans are treated?
Where did we talk about the Army dudes that there were two vets that went to the McCord Air Force Base, broke in, tried to steal a bunch of weapons and not weapons, but
armaments,
armor. Yeah. And then beat up one of the active duty people there who tried to stop them. Those dudes were radicalized, being in the military, came home, Nazi paraphernalia everywhere. Like, I guess I'm just like, what part of the service broke your brain to where you would forget that when this army fought the Nazis?
There's definitely something in the indoctrination and the I don't want to say brainwashing, but in the culture within military service that amplifies the idea of dealing with the enemy, both foreign and domestic. And it taps back into a lot of the conspiracy theorist shit that I'm always curious as to the things that we were exposed to, that I was exposed to, like late 90s, early 2000s, and how the military, how that seeped into some of the people that were in my age bracket experiencing all of that, and then used it as a reason to join the military. Like, Cannabis was one of those people that joined the military.
Can I buzz?
Yeah, that joined the military because of all the conspiracy theories. Like, it's very interesting. Yeah. You're like, wait, what are you talking about? Yeah, it happened. Yeah, there's a whole shout out to FD Signifier for the cannabis essay. But yeah, because I mean, thinking about those two particular military servicemen, like, here you are now, you are attacking a base,
right?
And those servicemen are now viewed in your mind as the enemy, as combatants, not fellow servicemen.
Right.
Yeah. Like, that's some wild shit. But at the same time, that's not really a problem per se to the military industrial complex, because when these soldiers are being trained to do what they're doing now, which is to turn on their own people, be used against their own people, you have to be able to wholeheartedly accept the concept of the terror and the enemy within. You have to. These are no longer the people you're protecting.
Right.
These are the people I'm protecting, but also the people that just don't grasp what we're doing here.
What's at risk?
They don't understand what's at risk. Therefore, batons, smoke, tanks. We got to do all this stuff. I'm trying to protect. I'm trying to save you from you. If you just let me do that, yeah, that shit is wild. I like when I started seeing how veterans are disrespected, and it's crazy how I was equally passionate about these two different categories, right? Completely separate from each other. But these are two things that used to rile me up equally. I am not a serviceman at all. Not a fan of the military. But I really got pissed about the way veterans were being mistreated.
As you should.
I am not a college athlete. No. My sports career stopped in high school.
Yeah.
But I was really pissed at the way college athletes
were exploitation of college athletes.
Oh my God. Universities making billions. They're like this being sold for video games, jerseys, all of that.
All the merch.
And they couldn't get a
Selling
cent.
Out every ticket.
Couldn't get a cent.
Well, I gave you an education, dummy.
That funnel from college to the pros that a lot of kids don't make it into because there's only so many spots. All of a sudden, maybe you get an injury in college. Maybe you just don't make it. Thank you. Great pat in the back. We're going to continue to sell your jersey, though. You probably can't afford it, but
you definitely can't afford it.
So
I'll give you one though, because
Yeah, we got the NIL now, so that's an answer to that. And I've been hearing about some of the contracts these kids have been getting, and I'm like, hell yeah! Like some of the numbers, I'm like, what in college? This person doesn't even have to go pro. They're good. Well, thank God.
Exactly how it should be.
Yeah. Well, thank fucking goodness.
Let's hope that the WNBA players start making more money.
That would be great. That would be great. That'd be awesome.
I was just thinking about so the military, there's no union for them, right? Like there's
no.
But there's a lot of police that are former military.
Correct.
Or
private contractors that are former military too.
But for sure. But where I'm going is that pro-union portion of we can deny you care How's that work for the former servicemen that are now police that are super pro-union because they need their union to continue to have their job and kill people? Like, does it count for them?
I am always confused with the police unions. I'm always confused with their stances on things that should be crystal clear to me. For instance, the insurrection.
Please show light.
The insurrection.
Yes.
You had people attacking the Capitol.
Start there.
Right? Attacking police.
Yeah. Capitol police officers. I think that means something. It doesn't to me. But.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you, police unions across America, have a problem with the president that has pardoned these people? Why isn't that, you know what I'm saying? Like, but go ahead.
Hannah Montana.
Right.
I'm not going to get, what? It's police there. That was police on police violence.
In the States.
Clan on clan violence.
In the States with relaxed gun laws, where people can walk around with whatever, unlicensed. Why wouldn't law enforcement, you tell us every day how dangerous your job is.
The most.
Why would you want
Shark Week every day?
Why wouldn't it be why wouldn't it be in your interest to make sure that the people you're going after aren't better armed than you? This
is wild. One, I love you, and your questions are great.
I feel a huge back coming. Oh dear.
I mean, the answer is that's a bad apple. Okay. You know, that's a bad apple.
Right.
And should he have gotten a pardon? Maybe not. But I'm not going to say it out loud, because if I do it and I need a pardon, then I need the pardon. Like you're talking about a group that has a full thin blue line, the blue wall, the this, the that. Like they're a fraternity, they're a gang. They're not. It just isn't. They will throw whoever they need to under the bus when they need to, and when they don't have to, they're just going to be quiet.
Right.
Like everything you're asking is a right question to ask, but it's asking it of people that aren't doing the right thing. It's the same of being like, how come the police don't protect us? Not their job. Not their job. Literally not their job. Stated. Courts have been like, yeah, they don't have to protect people. That's not the job.
That ain't it.
That's not the job. I know this, right? To my core, I know this, and I still will say things like, do your job. And right. I have to check myself, because literally it's not their job.
Yeah.
So the people that are going to, stand back and stand by and not say anything when it's obvious that a bunch of crimes are being committed by people that claim to support the troops and the officers and Blue Lives Matter and all the things. I think that they understand the contradiction when a person is white and aggrieved. I think they understand all of a sudden that you could still support cops and kill that one or beat that one up, because that one, he was in your way, or you know what I mean? I don't know. There's always an excuse that can be made for their bad behavior.
Yeah.
That's putting it real mildly. But there's always an excuse that can be made. And it's always going to be made, because the job is not to protect people. The job is to protect property. The job is to protect capital. That's it. And then, the perks of the job are to steal from us. Sometimes you get to do some wrestling, and sometimes you get to do Grand Theft Auto.
Dear Popo, where is the solidarity? What is happening? That shit's crazy.
Certainly not with the public. I'll tell you this about that.
That shit's crazy.
Even when they kneel with you at a protest, they don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah. So, I mean, not that I needed any convincing not to ever join the military. ever. You know what I'm saying? But this ain't it. This ain't it. We are limiting putting limitations on the already limited service that vets are receiving.
Right.
I'm cool, bro.
Right.
I'm cool.
And all in an effort, thank you for bringing it back, because this is the thing I really want to make sure we understand. All of that is happening in an effort to take healthcare away from trans people. They can't just kick them out of the military. So they're like, well, you ain't got, like once you get out, I ain't got nothing for you. So we're going to add in if you're pro-union, if you're a Democrat, or if you are unmarried, also you too, because those are not protected things, federally protected things. When it was. Speaking of contradictions, and then we can move on. I'm sorry, but this just kind of, it's the same thing. One, Tucker McNair Carlson or Swanson, what's his name? Tucker McNair Swanson Carlson.
Carlson, yeah.
I think I'm saying it in the right order.
Yeah.
Was on the Mucinex Man show, Steve Bannon, saying that Fox is a propaganda machine that takes advantage of elderly people.
No. You are fibbing.
I'm not.
Morgan, facts, not your feelings. All right?
Not my feelings. And I would never bring him up on purpose, and I will never have to lie on Tucker McNair Swanson Carlson.
This is a serious news program.
It just doesn't seem like that's the right order of the name.
Well, this is a serious news program, and I won't have it.
Program? That's what makes it serious, huh?
Yeah.
When you say program.
Hello?
It's true.
I won't have it. So he's on the Bannon show, on Bannon show, and he's taking shots at Fox News because he's no longer getting paid over there.
Yeah. Well, and they fired him, so he's been he big mad.
Yeah.
He's been big mad, and he can't hit. He hasn't hit on his own. He was their biggest propagandist.
Yeah.
Doing the most propaganda to the elderly viewership,
right?
As the number one viewed news program.
The way these
that was period. That wasn't just on Fox. That was period.
Right.
Most viewed on period. Like literally the most viewed show for news. Tucker fucking Carlson. Like what? I knew it. I knew it was wrong. It's Tucker Swanson McNair Carlson. Boom.
Okay.
Had the Swanson in the wrong spot. Now, I'm not wealthy, and I, haven't ever been, in, to my knowledge. I don't really understand how these names work when you are a wealthy white. Swanson is his, married into name.
Okay.
Well, his mom married into name, something like that. So why is it appearing as a middle name and not like a Swanson Carlson?
Yeah.
Carlson Swanson.
That's interesting. I don't know what they're up to. He's probably, whatever the research said.
Any friends in the chat that can explain to me why that's his name?
Whatever the research said would be best for his stage name is probably what he went with.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, that's his actual name.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just goes by Tucker Carlson, but the rest of it is what makes him, on Secession.
In additional news I used to be down and now I don't mess with y'all no more.
Who?
Did you hear about Corinne Jean-Pierre, the former press secretary to one Joseph Biden?
Yeah, she's why I left the left or something. No,
yeah.
I'm an independent now.
I'm an independent now because the Dems turned on Biden and they were, putting all this propaganda out there, hiding his medical history.
Wait, they were, he or she was?
Huh? She's about to release a book with all of this stuff in it. Shout out to Mark Lamont Hill for really chomping down on that. Yeah, she's about to release a book to state all the reasons why she's an independent now. And it's all because of the things that she witnessed while being the mouthpiece of all of these things. I mean, this isn't new, right? This is something we've seen happen over and over and over and over and over again. But it doesn't curb people's desire to try to pull it off. Sis, I don't care. I don't want to hear anything you have to say. You stood at that pulpit, at that podium, and lied a lot. Yeah. A lot. While there were disparaging things being said about Haiti, You being Haitian, like, came to zero defense. Like, I don't want to hear anything. You, Tucker, none of y'all.
These are the things. Like, you didn't have to have that job. You know, like, this isn't
No.
I can't leave here. I'm chained to the desk. Like, you didn't have to have that job. So we've had this conversation where I'm like, if people are coming if I'm at work and the work has now changed to whatever the fuck she was doing.
Right.
I'm going to be like, hey guys, actually, is there a different way that this can be done? No, got it. I'm out.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. I'm
out.
That's always been an option. You resigning has always been an option.
It would also be so much more effective and impactful if you stepped down
while it was happening.
While it's happening, instead of continuing until, like, how did it go? Was it Jen Psaki first or was it her first?
It was Jen Psaki first.
Okay. So then Jen Psaki stepped down.
Right. Got her a nice CNN job.
Jen Psaki stepped down and you jumped in and then you stayed through the rest of the thing, right?
Right.
Was she there the whole time?
Yeah, she finished out.
So, like, what are we talking about?
Right.
I'm not trying to
no
get too loud or anything, but like, that's what are we doing? What are we talking about? What do you mean? Now I got a story to tell.
Right.
And I fully understand if there are background folks, you know what I mean, that are not necessary, like, their job doesn't change the trajectory of anything. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I do also understand that people have their own, whatever,
breaking
complex well, no, what I was thinking is, like, there's a lot of people that don't leave positions because they're like, well, if I'm not here, who's gonna keep that person in line, or who's gonna do this or that? But, like, the self-reflection of do you keep that person in line? And if this is in line, is it helpful?
Right.
Like, are you doing something? Would it really be just hitting the red button if you weren't there? Because you being there and you aiding in it can't actually be better, can it?
You being there was of use to no one.
If you're not going to resist, it's of no use to anyone. You didn't resist. You just kept going to work, and whatever the stressors and ways and vices you had to pick up to be able to continue to do that job, like all of the FAA air traffic controllers that are all alcoholics because they're just strung out,
right?
Time-wise, stress-wise, like drinking on the job-wise.
Right.
Like, you're going through whatever you're going through in order to continue to do the job that you think is bad. And I just absolutely refuse to believe that you couldn't have got another gig. You know what I'm saying? Like, I refuse to believe it.
Right. So don't sell that shit to me now, bro. I'm disinterested.
Certainly not on some, like, I'm leaving and here's why. You didn't leave.
Listen, that should not be a book. It should be a journal entry for you to read to yourself. Disinterested. And if you're like, I got some tea, listen, man, no one cares, bro. No one cares, except people will buy this book.
Oh, a lot of people care. I absolutely disagree with you. So many vote blue.
When
no
I'm
matter
saying no one cares, it's really like, this is me projecting.
Okay.
No one cares over here in these parts. But no, absolutely.
There's going to be the back to brunchers are going to want to read that, the blue no matter who, because they just, somebody's got to read a performative moment and see what the black lady said.
Yeah.
And then
she'll launch her podcast.
They're either going to love it or hate it.
Yeah. She'll launch her podcast. And
that podcast might do something. Oh, jeez.
All right. She'll make it to Charlamagne's network and be good to go.
Help.
Yeah. She'll be the first political interviewee on the Joe Budden podcast.
No, she's not going to go to that, but she will go to the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, she'll go to the Breakfast
She will be on the Breakfast Club, and she will tell everybody what being an independent means to her, but she would never be an independent like Bernie Sanders.
Nah.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that's what she'll say.
Yeah,
she'll be like, but not like that, because if if you can cape for Biden at any point, you don't believe in universal health care.
Nah,
like you just
nah.
Everybody need to earn that, don't they?
Oh my goodness. Well,
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys caught this over the weekend. Trump celebrated, 250th Army anniversary on his birthday. On his birthday.
The best thing about this is that this is a combined party and nobody went. This is the celebration of the 250th celebration of the U.S. Army. Seems like a lot of people would maybe care about that. And then also your fearless leader, his birthday on his Gemini shit,
on his Gemini shit. So apparently he was upset around the failing weather reports that he thinks scared people away, because it was reported there was going to be rain and they didn't get the rain that was reported. And he's like, they're out to get me. Weathermen were out to get me. They reported rain. It affected my turnout. You definitely feel some type of way about that.
You know what's wild is that he really has fanatical people, right? There are people that follow him around as much as they possibly can. Absolutely. Like they follow their favorite bands.
Yeah.
They weren't even there.
No.
It's probably because they're broke.
I expected it to be
MAGA. And I say that
out.
Because, this economy, the money ain't around no more.
Also, they've been buying Trump Bibles and all that. They're out. They're out of money. He's been selling stuff to them around the clock, year round.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Trump coin.
Yeah. So President Trump marked the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army and his own 79th birthday with the grand military parade in Washington, D.C. on Saturday, fulfilling a long-standing dream inspired by France's Bastille Day celebrations. Mm. But the display of pageantry came underwhelmingly attended and overshadowed by nationwide protests as millions across all 50 states participated in No Kings demonstrations opposing Trump's administration and political agenda. Despite White House claims that over 250,000 patriots attended the festivities near Washington Monument.
How many?
250,000.
That's what the White House said?
That's what they said.
Or that's what they said they had RSVPs.
Check the Eventbrite.
Yeah, did the Eventbrite say 250,000?
How many people got hired?
Did y'all scan the tickets? Did you tear the tickets? How are we getting this count?
Not scan the tickets.
How do we get?
Were there resellers?
There were hardly any cosplay triads, let alone real ones. Like, what do you mean?
Well, reporters on the ground described sparse crowds and early departures due to light rain. The
rain did come.
Yeah, light rain. And he's saying they were told,
it was going to be a downpour.
Yeah.
A hurricane. So, well, he probably moved the Sharpie and it's his fault.
Well, he should have put that Sharpie to better use. The event was
draw a sun next time.
Right. Right. Draw some sunshine.
And then do a rain cloud, but put an X over it so that the weather knows none of that today.
Share that on Truth Social.
Yeah.
The event was emblematic of Trump's second term freedom to pursue long imagined spectacles, now unchecked by advisors like former Defense Secretary Jim Mattis, who once scuttled similar plans. Seated beside Trump was Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, a Fox News personality turned military leader. While Trump enjoyed the celebration, Americans flooded streets nationwide in protest. According to data journalist G. Elliott Morris, between 4 and 6 million people nationwide participated in Saturday's actions, surpassing early resistance levels seen during Trump's first term. Protesters, including celebrities like Kerry Washington and Mark Ruffalo, rallied under the banner of No Kings, deliberately avoiding a mass demonstration in Washington to decentralize the message and show coast-to-coast opposition. But the weekend's unrest did turn tragic in some areas. Authorities are searching for Trump supporter and anti-abortionist activist we talked about earlier, Vance Botler. Botler?
I'm gonna go with Botler.
Botler, accused of assassinating State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband. and seriously injuring Senator John Hoffman and his wife. Governor Tim Walz called it a politically motivated assassination.
Correct?
Yes. An additional violence broke out at events in Salt Lake City, Culpeper, Virginia, adding a dangerous edge to the growing public discontent. The contrast between Trump's somber appearance during the underattended parade and the vibrant nationwide protest was stark. Online, viral images showed Trump looking bored, while drone shots captured masses of demonstrators filling streets from Philadelphia to Florence, Alabama. Protesters demanded an end to political extremism and policies they view as authoritarian, including a new GOP-backed bill slashing Medicaid and expanding ICE funding. With Republicans in control of Congress, critics warn that Trumpism is gaining legislative momentum, but the protests suggest a mobilized electorate, potentially signaling a powerful political backlash. As Trump marks a decade since the 2015 campaign launch, his grip on the spotlight remains, but the national resistance to his agenda appears more organized and widespread than ever. So I saw some of the photos of him looking all down in the dumps.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of like a party promoter being like, why haven't people shown up?
We forgot to let the ladies in for free.
We spent all this money on these flyers and posters and radio ads.
And no one's here.
And everybody's just like at backyard barbecues and not coming to my party.
I wonder what his thought bubble said, like, dang, I got a parade and everything.
Right.
And they didn't even show up. But so Los in the chat said, saw a guy claiming that even the people marching fucked up on purpose. He claimed they march out of sync in protest of the whole event.
Yeah.
Also saw that.
I did see that.
Also likely.
Yeah.
Likely.
So did you actually?
Yeah.
And it looked like it looked hard. It looked painful for them.
Painful.
It was like
when you know how to be on beat, it was one of the hardest things to be off beat.
Yeah.
And these are choreographed steps. And so you learn it. It's in you. It's, you know what I mean? Like you have it.
Yeah.
So then now I'm supposed to be like stutter stepping or something. Like you just. So yeah, they got that. Cause that definitely.
Oh my God.
That's for sure looking on purpose. Like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care about his parade. I wish it didn't cost us money. I am happy that people are upset. I am shocked that this is the kind of thing to radicalize folks. And really, I wish it was like no oligarchs, no billionaires in March, because he's not a king. What if he was? What would be the issue? It would be the authoritarianism. Like no authoritarian day. Like let's call the thing the thing. Like calling him a king. He is barely a person. And I understand his power, and I understand he's wielding it, and I understand that he is acting as if he is a king. But let us get to the real meat of it.
Got you.
Let us be fuck the slogan. I don't want a slogan and a blue bracelet. I want people acting and understanding that what this is authoritarianism and fascism. Like I need y'all to understand, not y'all, but the greater y'all. Cause this is actual insanity. The dude threw himself a military-style birthday party.
That no one came to.
That cost us millions of dollars.
It is his party, and he will cry if he wants to.
He's just so stupid. The thing for me is he can't even enjoy the things that he's watching because he doesn't even get what they are. So it's oh, we're going to go through the ages of Americans, different uniforms we wore. I can't remember who said this, but they were like, I know a zesty man when I see one. And that's a very zesty thing to want. You want to see every uniform that the military has ever worn in this country. I don't remember who said that. I'm going to have to figure that out too.
Right.
But it was like he looked just as bored at Les Mis that he did at his own birthday party. You know what I mean?
Like, but Les Mis is his favorite.
It is
show.
Absolutely one of his favorites.
Okay.
Top 5 dead or alive.
Yes, indeed.
What do you like about it? All of it. It's amazing. It's wonderful. I love it. Mm-mm. Carmen said, let him tell it. He doesn't cry. He's a real man. Yeah. For sure. He probably doesn't cry because of the whatever Botox in his that he gets somewhere makes it so that his tear ducts don't work anymore.
Yeah.
Or just emotionless. I mean, he is got to be a certifiable something.
Oh, for sure.
You know, like
absolutely.
I'm obviously not a doctor.
Yeah.
Say that out loud. Allegedly.
Yeah. But yeah, his emotions are awry.
He's a mess.
Yeah, along with his thinking. He's
a mess. He's emotionally stunted. He's intellectually stunted. Like, he cannot read. Like, he's a mess. It would be really hard to live his life.
Right.
Minus the, continued golden parachute.
Right.
The continued failing up. That part's probably pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah. Lowe said, do you ever feel like no kings type protests do both harm and good? I was there and I felt a bunch of hope, but hope that a broken system will change and not hope of a different system. Sure. I don't think people have the imagination and vision and really explored the possibility of what a different system could even look like. There's always been depending on which faction you are, there is this overall overarching idea that the system needs to be broken. It needs to change. But again, depending on which faction you're in, what that change and break needs to look like is completely different.
Yeah.
Imagining a completely different system, I don't think there's enough conversations about that for people to be like, well, what does this new system look like? And come to some degree of agreement on it. So while I think for some people it is important to attend these protests, because for some it's a starting point.
Yeah.
For others it's it's reinvigorating. It's a rally. It pulls you back in. And for others, it can be like, okay, I'm not going to the protest. I got some other stuff that I'm working on that I feel is more effective, but it is good to see that people are at least paying, that some people are paying enough attention. Right.
I mean, I think that there's something to be said about to your point, there are people, this is their starting point. This is the middle. This is a reinvigoration. There's also people that gain hope from those kind of events and see that there are other people, more people than they expected, that are also feeling impacted and impacted enough to then go do something about it.
Yeah.
AJ said, I spoke at it and it was peak performative. There was no call to action. Thank you for saying that, because that is the issue for me. It is we're just showing up, but we're not doing a call to action. What does it mean that we're all here together? What should we do next? Now that we all know where we can find each other, you know, like, and that we have like-minded people. But to your point, Ambush, if you don't have calls to action, you don't have to, you don't get the revealing of what people's idea of change really is. And so if we're not talking about what the change can be and what we need to be doing to get to it, steps to get there, then we're just chatting. And we're having a great Sunday and a great, Saturday, whatever day it was.
It's the counterbalance to the Back to Brunch Club. It's just another club. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I was there at the protest. We got together and cool. See you at the next one. Cool.
And I think that is true for a lot of folks that just show up on these larger scale. This is happening across the country.
Yeah.
And you get to be like, I was there. And I don't mean y'all, obviously. But like the folks that are the Back to Brunch, I just vote. That's all I need to do is vote. What did it change? Like you got to say you went.
Yeah. There's a lot more work, boring work, in strategizing. There's a lot more like really, really hard work in this reimagining. And while everyone isn't, built for that work, I think we do have to start getting people to understand what it looks like to follow people that may not have the flowery words or, the captive oratory talent to lead, but are able to present you with an idea that you just need to, on your own, gain some understanding, explore more. Right. And then act. You know what I'm saying? Like with the protest that it was the May Day protest that we did sound for. It was some of that. I was very, very surprised because that was my first large protest that I attended here. And the turnout was like, whoa, there are a lot of old hippies out here. And you guys have some of the best signs ever. This is some clever stuff. Shout out to Homie and the Luigi hat. Like this is fire. And they felt good and everybody went home.
Yeah.
There was no call to action. And then in the places and times where there are calls to action, and I understand you can't just reveal like revolutionary steps right there. It's like, so when we get done here, we're going to go home and make Molotov cocktails. I know you can't say that in a public park.
That's not the call to action.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's not
unless
the
you're
public.
Diddy.
Right. That's not the public call to action you can make. But I mean, there should be someone in the crowd or groups of people in the crowd taking names. Let's, is there a table? Where can we sign up to do this? What's the next steps? Now that we've got you all here,
right?
If you're comfortable doing this, go to that booth. If you're comfortable doing that, go to that booth. Like something.
Yeah.
It's rough stuff. It's rough stuff.
Lo said, I think it generates the vibe needed to believe in revolution, but I just don't believe most people were there for that. They're happy just yelling. And I think that's true for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
They want to be able to participate, be on the right side of history, so to speak. And if they can post a picture that shows them at a protest or throw it in the live, like, we did it.
It's another pink hat day.
Yeah. For a lot of people, that's what it is. I am not saying everybody, obviously, like there's plenty of people who are incredibly active and impactful that do not go to a protest.
Yeah.
There are plenty of people that show up to every protest and continue to do work outside of that protest. There is just, when you are getting into the numbers of millions across the country, it isn't reflective in the work. It isn't reflective in societal norms. It isn't reflective in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so we're not seeing that work get done. We're not seeing those changes get made throughout the different states. And so it hits performative.
This was like, thank you, Michelle. No call to action at this moment is heinous. Like, obviously, I want people to organize immigrant defense or something, but like, call your senators about standing up against the assault of other senators.
Hello.
Like that.
Hello.
That should be easy, right?
Hello. Like,
can you guys defend each other? Defend yourselves? Or is that one senator, one bad apple?
I was going to say absolutely not, because you see Mike Lee out there. Did you see what Mike Lee said?
No.
Oh, let me be.
Oh my gosh.
Let me be correct
Michelle
for
continues,
once in the show.
Fight against the apocalyptic budget bill. There are pretty basic, simple things that would help too if that many people did them.
Right.
Real talk. What did Mike Lee say?
Well, I paywall. So 1 second. It was a tweet. He
what was the senator's name that got tackled? I'm asking you a bunch of questions.
Yeah, which doesn't work when I'm trying to read.
It's true.
It's unfair.
It is. So there was a senator that was at a press briefing and got thrown out and tackled for asking questions about ICE's activity in his state, which was wild to watch. And again, I don't know, like, just nothing really surprises me anymore. But it's just like, oh, whew, wowzers.
So he posted a side-by-side, the picture of Vance Bolter with the mask on, and then what he really looks like, and said Nightmare on Wall Street.
So clever.
Super clever.
Cool.
Gut busting. Cool. Hilarity. Yeah, I don't know, Mike Lee. You know, I feel like if that were in any other scenario, it'd be this. You know,
this is egregious.
This is egregious. I cannot believe like that you would joke about political targeted violence. She
said, I want to scat about it.
Yeah.
Just got to scat about it.
That's it. That's it. That's all.
Nasty. Yeah.
Because I don't want to talk about that guy anymore. It was just a weekend full of fuck shit. That's his birthday. You know? A whole bunch of fuck shit and a bunch of people dying.
Yeah.
And the political violence that is happening, it is interesting to see how those people are being treated.
Yeah.
And charged and captured. It's a fucking joke. It's not. It's awful. But it's a fucking joke. Like everything here is so unserious.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll have a better attitude Thursday. I don't know. It's a doubtful. But making me talk about Donald Trump
for a whole hour,
for the whole fucking hour.
Yeah.
Now that's egregious. I am radicalized. So that's another News with My Fiance. Monday night Raw, live in person, live Raw in the books. Thank y'all for spending this quality time with us.
This episode was made possible by our crew, our remote crew, Jess, Ross, Kyle, and Michelle. Shout out to our studio sponsors, L&J Industries, for providing us with a dope space each week. And of course, big thanks to all you for watching, listening, and staying engaged with us. And yes, Kyle, you are correct. This is some great water. Skyra, it's Icelandic. You know? I had to move away from Fiji because of the Resnicks.
It's true.
And now, I treat Kyle to only the best. You know?
That's true.
When we're working gigs, this is what we're drinking.
Skyra.
Icelandic. Your peoples. Nope.
Just not the same?
No, not at all.
No.
It didn't say Norwegian water. It didn't.
Stay engaged with us all week, friends. Follow us on Instagram at News with My Fiance. You can follow that guy if you want to at Scambeezy. You can follow me at Portland Morgan. Become a member. Sock it to our pockets over at patreon.com/News with My Fiance.
And head on over to the website. I say it every single week. Check out the store. We got some stuff over there.
It's merch in there.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to those that have been purchasing merch.
Yeah.
Message with y'all.
We need some pics of y'all in the wild.
For real.
And shout out to all of our paid patrons. Casey.
C's.
Cher Bear.
Ella.
Jay.
Katie.
Kyle.
Michelle.
Olivia.
And Ross. But you know what?
Huh.
This is an abbreviated list because where's P-Town?
Uh-oh.
Yep. We're going to fix that list.
It's Ambush's fault. Sorry, P-Town.
Okay.
We'll get that fixed right up.
In our growing stable of free 99 fiancés, thank you for all your support and encouragement and staying engaged with us.
Yeah.
So, came out of a busy weekend where I had a lot of gigs and did some hair. Going into this weekend, I don't have any hair to do, but was it packed? So, we've been talking about it for a couple of weeks now. The time is nigh. No requests. Queens versus the Bay. I'm so excited about this.
Yee!
I am so excited about this.
I already know who wins.
Well, that'll be Sunday.
It's the Bay.
That'll be Sunday.
Quote me.
At White Eagle. That'll be Sunday at White Eagle. That's what we're doing. 6 to 9 p.m. Me, DJ Cliff, doing our thing. Thursday, this is where it all starts for me. From the 19th to the 21st at Black Futures Farm, we have Juneteenth. It is a Black futurism art show. There's going to be media of all types happening. There'll be projections. There will be physical things for you to interact with. There'll be some storytelling. There'll be music. All types of greatness. All types of greatness. So that's going on. And then Friday night, which is the 20th, at White Owl, not to be confused with White Eagle, myself, DJ 8 Flat, and I can't remember the third DJ we just recruited today that had to fill in for another homie.
Yikes.
Yeah. But I've been listening to his mixes all day. The young man is nice. Carnival night.
Ooh.
All Caribbean, all, international music. We're going hard. We're going hard in the paint. Dancing all night long. Boom, boom, boom. Wow. And then June 22nd at Millennium Park, you will catch myself and one Morgan Jones, because of this news to My Fiance. We'll be hosting Juneteenth again. We hosted it last year. We did such a great job. They brought us back.
Shout out to Respond to Racism.
Yeah.
Keeping us in the loop.
Yeah.
And to close it all the way out, Ambush forgot my birthday just now because he said it all starts for me on the 19th. And the only thing that he said in that entire list no, you didn't say it. Of all of that, the only thing that matters is my birthday is on Wednesday. So, bye.
Where will you be celebrating your birthday?
Not a clue. Nobody has made any plans for me, and I have nothing to do so far.
We literally do this.
So
we've literally done this for the last 2 years. Celebrated Morgan's birthday at no request.
What's that mean? What's that mean to the future? What's that mean to the present? That means that happened already. Thank you for joining us.
Wow. Well,
I'll accept gifts all month long.
I will see you guys no request so we can celebrate MJ's birthday. Oh. Well, you know the deal. Or maybe you don't. And if you don't, let me remind you. Don't let the individuals distract you from the systems. Poverty is a policy choice. People over profits. No war but class war. Power to the people. Go hard on systems and not people. And you'll catch us Thursday morning, the day after Morgan's birthday.
Aha!
But a couple of days before we celebrate it on Sunday. And no requests.
That's questionable.
7:30 a.m. to 9:06. Right before Tom Hartman.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. And you can catch this show streaming live on YouTube every Monday night from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And our podcast episodes are available everywhere you listen to podcasts except Spotify.